Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Omega. Welcome back to another Apex Legends video. So today I want to talk to you guys about the best legends that you should be playing in ranked in Apex Legends Season 4. And normally when I do a video like this, I always know that there's going to be a few legends that people are just going to disagree with me on. They're going to be like, no, this legend is better. Why did you rank this person there? But I think in this video, this list is pretty accurate, at least from what I've seen in my games, and from basically what I've seen on YouTube of other people who are Apex Predator, Diamond, Masters. I feel like there is kind of an obvious trend of who is really good in this game and who's not so great. So we're going to talk about that in today's video. If you guys find this helpful or enjoyable, be sure to drop a like on the video. Definitely helps me out a ton. And we're going to get started with the first one. I think you guys already know who this is going to be. I'm going to have to give number one to Pathfinder, because Pathfinder is honestly still the best legend, I think, from day one. His mobility just outclasses every single other legend in the game, and I really don't have to explain why Pathfinder is so great. Just he's such an easy legend to use, and he provides so much help to your teammates. So if you guys don't play Pathfinder, I highly suggest you play him in Season 4. He's just as good as he's always been, if not better. But coming at number 2, we have Gibraltar. And I know in last season, I think Gibraltar was lower on my list, but now, dude, Gibraltar just seems like he's way too unstoppable in Apex Legends. Like, I do like how the tanks are very tanky, and I have noticed that it's basically impossible for me to 1v1 a Gibraltar. It's making me play a lot more passive in games now, and I'm not sure if that's really the direction that, you know, Respawn kind of wanted, because I used to be able to like rush into enemy buildings and stuff and just mow people down, you know, 1v2, 1v3. Now it just seems like it's a lot more difficult just because Gibraltar is always there and he is such a tank. His ult is also really good for kind of like controlling areas and just for massacring teams inside of it. So if you guys don't play Gibraltar, definitely check him out. I mean, Gibraltar is insane right now. Coming at number 3, I'm going to have to give it to Lifeline. Again, Lifeline's just one of those legends who's always been good, especially now with the gold shield where you can actually give people health when you revive them. Lifeline with the gold shield is so good because as soon as you pick someone up, they really only have to use maybe like a syringe or two and like a shield cell, and then they're back at full health basically. So Lifeline is in a really good spot right now. And yeah, she's super easy to play also. All you got to do is just drop your heal drone and yeah, you're basically good. Coming at number 4, I have Wraith, and I was kind of, I don't know, I was debating where to put Wraith because she has been kind of nerfed. I know Wraith used to be really good back in the day, but I think Wraith as a legend just has abilities that work really well in Apex Legends. She's kind of like Pathfinder where she has a lot of mobility, and her mobility actually contributes to the team, unlike Octane who just kind of gets faster himself. Wraith can actually help her team by like placing portals, and the only thing that I think needs to be changed about Wraith is her active ability. I think that needs to be a little longer, or maybe make her go a little bit faster, because it seems pretty useless whenever you use it, and it's almost impossible to get away from people as Wraith unless you have your ultimate and your active. Coming in at number 5, I'm gonna have to give it to Crypto, because I have seen a lot of people in Apex Predator, Diamond, and Masters using Crypto and just absolutely dominating with him on their team. I think it is a really good choice to have like a good solid Crypto player in your team. If you're not that good with Crypto, I would highly suggest just practicing him in normals, because he is kind of a weird legend to get used to, because most of the legends, they're very hyper aggressive or they have like a specific role, but with Crypto, he's more of kind of like a spy. He likes to hang back, and you're not really going to be doing a lot of damage and getting a lot of kills. You're more just pointing out enemies, and you're going to be dropping a lot of assists, which in ranked is perfect because you get the same amount of points for assists as you do for kills. So I think Crypto is again in a really good spot, and I've just heard a lot of YouTubers talking about how Crypto is probably going to be like the meta in this next season of competitive Apex Legends. He's just going to be on every single team basically. Coming in at number 6 is Caustic, the Trap Master, and the reason why I give this Caustic is because I think Caustic is just a super good early and late game legend. In the beginning of the game, if you're dropping in the city or anywhere that has buildings, you know, Caustic can land there, place a trap, and basically have the whole building set on lockdown. Same thing with the end game, you know, if you're ever, you know, closing in on the circle and you're in a house or a building, you can just place down Caustic traps everywhere, and unless the other team has a Caustic or they're shooting at your traps, it's going to be very difficult for them to push inside. And I also want to talk about Watson, because Watson and Caustic are one of the deadliest combos I have noticed in Apex Legends. I've seen a lot of people run that team combination, and so far it has just worked out every single time. And the reason that's so good is because if you have a Caustic and a Watson placing traps in an area, there is almost no way the enemy is going to get in unless they take a ton of damage. So I think that combination is going to be really good, especially in Season 4 of Ranked, and that's why I give Watson number 7. I probably should have mentioned that before I even said that, but Watson is number 7 on this list. But going to number 8 is Bloodhound, and I think Bloodhound got a little bit better this season. If you guys don't know, in Season 4, he actually got a slight buff where now when he uses his ultimate, if he downs an enemy, he actually gets 5 seconds added onto his ultimate. And that's super helpful, especially if you're third-partying two teams who are already super low, they've been fighting each other for a while. You can stack up your ultimate to basically make it last longer than what it originally lasted when you started it. So Bloodhound is in a pretty good spot, but I think he could still use a little bit of changes. I'm not really too sure why. I don't know. Bloodhound just needs something else in order to make him top tier. Like if you compare Bloodhound to Pathfinder, like Pathfinder is just, he outclasses him in almost every single way. So Bloodhound just needs something else, you know, to push him up there a little bit. Coming at number 9, though, we have Bangalore. Bangalore is just all around a good legend. I think a lot of the other legends have abilities and, you know, other passives that are more meta, I think, in Season 4. But Bangalore is still obviously a good choice. The reason I put her closer to the bottom is because I still don't like how her ultimate functions. I think it's annoying how her ultimate actually kind of stuns her teammates and even herself when you walk through it. And it's also just hard to aim because whenever you throw it, it scatters across such a large area, so it's not really the most accurate thing, and most of the time people just either run away or run inside, and I don't really see it as being that useful. The only thing that's really good about her is her smoke, and especially if you have like a thermal optics or a Bloodhound on your team, you know, that works really well. But just in terms of her, you know, single abilities, I just don't really see her as being that great right now. Coming at number 10 is Revenant. Now, Revenant was the brand new legend released in Season 4. I think he's a lot of fun to play. There's a lot that I think the community needs to learn about Revenant, because right now we really don't know how to play him, and I've been trying out different play styles, and I will admit some play styles do work out a lot better than others. One being, if you're Revenant, you can climb on top of a building, place your ultimate there, jump down. The only thing that, you know, I have a concern with, and a lot of people have a problem with, is when you use Revenant's ultimate and you're in that zombie mode, whenever you take damage, it takes away from your health and not your shield. So you basically go from having, you know, say you have purple shield, you have 200 health, that goes to 100, and as soon as you die, obviously you go back to the totem with your shields, and then you have to heal back up, and it's super weird. Personally, I think when you're playing Revenant and use his ultimate, you should be able to use some of his shields, probably not all of it. Like if you have a purple shield, maybe you can only use like 25 points of the shield in your ultimate. I think that'll just help him to stay alive a little bit longer, because it seems like whenever you pop his ult, you just die immediately and go back to that totem. And it's also super easy to rush, and if you're up against a Caustic, he can just throw a trap onto the totem, and as soon as you come back, since Caustic smoke deals, you know, health damage, that's just going to kill you instantly. That's happened to me before, and it sucks. So I think Revenant needs a few changes. I don't think he's in a great spot right now, but again, we're still learning how to play him, so, you know, who knows, he might become better later on. Coming at number 11 is Mirage, and I know all of the Mirage fans are just sighing right now because they all think that Mirage is like an amazing legend. I think he's fun to play, but I just still don't really see him being too meta right now. Like, it's pretty easy to predict when a Mirage is using his decoy, and unless you're just in a huge fight and being distracted by everything, then maybe you might get bamboozled, but it's very rare that I actually even really like shoot at Mirages that aren't aiming at me. You know, I can actually tell when the Mirage is a decoy or when it's actually him. And then coming at number 12, finally, we have Octane. I think Octane is one of the worst legends right now just because his abilities really don't make any sense. I mean, his passive health regeneration is nice, but it's so slow where it doesn't make any impact at all in a fight. I mean, if you're talking about after a fight, then yeah, it's great, but with the amount of third partying that happens, Octane's passive doesn't really give him much time to do anything. And his ultimate is very just like meh, like there's nothing really too great about it. He just throws, you know, down a disc that makes you jump higher. Like there's not really anything too crazy about it. Like if you compare Pathfinder, who can grapple on top of a building, he can predict enemy or the next circle, and he can zipline his teammates across the map, to Octane, like there's a lot of things that Octane needs to even be close to the top 5 spot in terms of legends. But I don't know, I still like to play Octane. I think he's fun to use, but just in terms of everyone else, man, he is definitely at the bottom. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys agree or disagree with me, because I think this list is kind of pretty accurate, you know, from my standard and my perspective of what I've been playing. This is what I've seen the most. Take it as it is. Obviously, maybe look down in the comments, see what other people say. But hopefully this video was helpful or enjoyable to you guys. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you guys never miss another video. But thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day. Peace out.